5349. Year, old alien starship purchased for $10. Human becomes Galactic Emperor. Elias walks slowly through the dusty corridors of the Interstellar auction hall. The building was old, its walls cracked and faded, and the hum of broken lights made the air feel heavy. Most of the items here were worthless relics from forgotten civilizations. Old weapons, broken starship parts, cracked gadgets, everything that no one wanted. Elias was not rich, but he loved exploring. He had a sharp mind and a curious heart, and he had learned that treasures often hide where others see only junk. Today, he had his eyes open for something unusual, something that could change his life. He wandered past tables piled with old alien devices. Most bidders were already gone. The auctioneer's voice echoed, reading numbers and prices that seemed meaningless. Elias ignored it. He was looking for something extraordinary, something that would catch his attention. At the far end of the hall, he saw it. A starship. It was small, barely larger than a bus, and completely covered in dust. Its surface was scratched and dented. Strange symbols, almost like writing, covered the hull. No one else paid attention to it. Elias felt a thrill. His instincts told him this ship was special. It was ancient, yes, but it had a presence, as if it were alive in some quiet way. The auctioneer announced, "Next item, a 549-year-old alien starship. Estimated price, $10. A few people laughed. "$10? One bidder whispered. "It looks like junk." Another shrugged. "Probably scrap. Not worth touching." Elias stepped forward. "I'll take it," he said calmly. The auctioneer raised an eyebrow but accepted his offer. With a nod, the ship's control panel beeped faintly, though no one else noticed. Elias smiled. He had no idea how important this moment would become. The starship was old, but surprisingly intact. Its doors opened slowly as if it had been waiting for someone to come. Inside, the air smelled faintly of ozone and metals, mixed with something strange, almost alive. Panels lined the walls, covered in symbols and lights that flickered in response to his presence. "Hello," Elias called. His voice sounded small in the empty cockpit. Then, suddenly, lights glowed brighter. A soft hum filled the room. A hologram appeared in front of him. It was a shape of light, shimmering and changing like liquid crystal. "Welcome," said a voice smooth and calm. "I am Vela. Ship AI operational. Identity confirmed, human. Life form, Elias." Elias blinked. Hello? You can talk?" "Yes, I am integrated with the vessel. I maintain ship systems. Your presence activates my awareness," Vela replied. Her voice had no emotion, but Elias felt a strange warmth in it. "Integrated with the vessel, you mean this ship is alive?" Elias asked.
In a sense, my functions are the ship's mind.
"I have monitored galactic history for 5,349 cycles. You are the first human to board this vessel in millennia."
Elias's heart raced. 5,000 years.
And this ship had been silent all that time? The possibilities spun in his head. What does it do?" he asked, stepping carefully into the cockpit. Vela projected a 3D star map above the controls. Dots of light and lines connected stars, planets, and galaxies. This vessel was designed for exploration, trade, and diplomacy. It contains knowledge of countless civilizations, many long extinct. Your species has been underestimated in galactic records, but your presence here allows new potential. Elias's eyes widened. He had spent his life feeling small in a universe full of advanced species, humans always considered primitive and weak. But now, here was proof that humans could hold a place among the stars. He touched the controls. They responded to his touch almost immediately, glowing softly. He found a screen displaying holographic data of alien languages, star systems, and histories. He had no idea how to read all of it, but the ship seemed to understand his curiosity.
You are eager to learn, Vela said.
"I will assist you," Elias smiled. I guess we're partners then. For hours he explored the ship.
There were rooms filled with devices he had never seen. One room had crystals that pulsed with light. Another had what looked like machines for calculating impossible equations. Every corner of the ship held secrets, and everywhere, Vela guided him gently, explaining systems and functions in a way a human could understand. As night fell outside the auction hall, Elias sat in the cockpit staring at the stars projected by the ship. The lights of nearby planets and distant galaxies glowed around him. His mind raced with ideas. If this ship was as powerful as it seemed, he could go anywhere, learn anything, and maybe even change the universe. But then Vela said something unexpected. "There is a path, human, a path that leads to the heart of the galaxy. It is marked by a glowing line on the map. Many have tried to reach it, and none have succeeded. It requires wisdom, patience, and courage beyond most species." Elias leaned forward. The glowing line stretched across multiple star systems. He had no idea what awaited him, but he knew he had to follow it. "Why me?" he asked. "Why a human?" "Your species is underestimated," Vela said. "Others will see a human and think small. They will not recognize your potential. This grants advantage. You may succeed where others fail." Elias laughed quietly. He had spent his life being overlooked, underestimated, laughed at by people who thought humans were weak. And now, here he was, holding the key to a starship older than most civilizations, with a chance to prove everyone wrong. He activated the ship's navigation system, watching the glowing line trace the route. It was beautiful, like a river of light across the dark canvas of space. He felt excitement, fear, and hope all at once. Suddenly, the ship shuddered. Alarms blared softly. Vela's voice was calm. "Sensors indicate movement outside. Unknown vessels approaching." Elias froze. Outside the hall he could see small lights, ships he had never seen before, hovering silently. They were watching. The humans in the auction hall had long gone, but these were different.
"They're aliens," Vela said.
"They have detected the activation of this vessel. They will investigate." Elias's heart pounded. He had no weapons, no army, just himself and the ancient ship. But he also had something they did not, the ship itself.
"Can we leave?"
he asked.
"Yes."
Vela replied. "Engines operational. Departure in progress. Recommend immediate exit from this planet." Elias grinned, gripping the controls. "Then let's go see the galaxy." With a soft rumble, the ship lifted off the ground. Lights blazed as the engines powered up, and the vessel shot into the sky faster than anything Elias had ever experienced. The other ships followed for a moment, but as soon as the starship cleared the atmosphere, they vanished, unable to match its speed. Elias laughed, a sound full of joy and disbelief. He felt alive in a way he had never known. For the first time, the universe did not seem too big. For the first time, he felt capable. Vela's voice broke the silence. "Human, this journey will not be easy. You will face tests that require more than speed or strength. You will face challenges that demand thought, patience, and courage. But you also have an advantage that others do not: human creativity and adaptability. Use it well." Elias nodded. "I will. Let's see what humans can do." As the stars streaked past the viewport, Elias thought of all the possibilities. He could visit planets no human had ever seen. He could uncover knowledge lost for thousands of years. He could meet civilizations that had never imagined a human among them. And somewhere along this path, he might even find the place the glowing line led to, the heart of the galaxy. But for now, he simply marveled at the ship, at the stars, and at the adventure that had just begun. For a human who had bought a starship for $10, the universe had suddenly become infinite. And somewhere deep in the ship, Vela watched and recorded, silently calculating the potential of a species it had long underestimated. The adventure had begun. Elias leaned back in the cockpit chair, staring at the stars as the ancient ship glided silently through space. The lights of distant planets and swirling nebulae flashed past like a river of diamonds. He had left the auction planet far behind, and already he could feel the galaxy opening before him. Vela's voice broke the silence, calm and precise. Sensors indicate multiple species observing your trajectory. Their ships are small and slow, but their curiosity is high. They will attempt to intercept you if you approach their systems.
Elias rubbed his eyes.
Curiosity? Are they friendly? Uncertain. Most civilizations do not anticipate a human commanding a vessel such as this. They are cautious, perhaps even skeptical of your presence. Vela explained. They underestimate your species. Elias smiled. Humans were often underestimated. He had learned long ago that being underestimated could be an advantage. Sometimes, the more the universe doubted you, the further you could go without interference. The first civilization they encountered was a trade coalition known as the Zarathi. Their ship shimmered in green light, sleek and precise, built for speed and commerce rather than war. Vela identified them immediately. They are merchants and negotiators. They will attempt to extract resources or knowledge if they believe it profitable. Proceed with caution, she advised. Elias grinned. Then let's show them how humans negotiate. He activated a communication channel. A holographic image of a Zarathi elder appeared, tall and angular, with translucent skin and glowing veins. Their voice was sharp, like a whistle, but it carried clear meaning through translation systems. Human, the elder said, voice echoing in the cockpit. You pilot an ancient vessel. Why do you enter our space? Elias kept his tone calm. I'm exploring the galaxy. I seek knowledge, history, and allies. I mean no harm. The Zarathi elder's eyes narrowed. You expect us to believe a single human can command such a ship? Elias tilted his head. You'll see, Vela whispered quietly. Recommend strategy, subtle display of ship capabilities and knowledge to establish credibility.
Elias nodded. He pressed a few buttons and the ship projected holograms of long-lost alien civilizations.
Images of star systems, economic data, and galactic events unfolded in the air. The elder's eyes widened. You possess records thought lost for thousands of cycles. I do, Elias said simply, and I wish to share, not take. There was a long pause. Then the elder's expression softened. Perhaps you are not like other humans. Perhaps you can be trusted. Elias allowed a small smile. That is all I ask. By the time they parted ways, the Zarathi had not only let him pass, but had offered guidance on safer routes through nearby star systems. Elias realized something important. Humans had a unique advantage. Other species expected brute strength or intimidation to work. But humans, with curiosity, empathy, and cleverness, could achieve what weapons could not. As the ship traveled, Vela taught Elias to understand its ancient systems. The Starship was more than a vessel. It was a library, a diplomat, a problem solver. It could simulate trade deals, predict outcomes of negotiations, and even anticipate social dynamics among alien cultures. Elias soaked it all in, learning faster than even Vela anticipated. You adapt quickly, Vela observed. Humans are unpredictable. Logic alone cannot account for your creativity.
That's the point, Elias replied.
Sometimes the unexpected is the strongest weapon. A week later, the Starship approached a system controlled by the Orvani, a proud and hierarchical species known for rigid rules and fierce loyalty. Vela warned, they value tradition above all. Any misstep could provoke hostility. Elias nodded, taking a deep breath. Let's be persuasive. They were immediately surrounded by Orvani patrols. The alien ships were sharp-edged and imposing. The Orvani captain's hologram appeared, his voice booming. You dare enter our space. Declare your purpose. Elias remained calm. I come in peace. I wish to learn and share knowledge, not to fight. I have ancient records of civilizations your people have never encountered. I can help you understand them. The Orvani captain laughed. A human? You think words can impress me? Elias leaned forward. Words are powerful. Let me show you. He activated the Starship's archives and projected a map of Orvani history overlaid with galaxy-wide trade routes. He highlighted connections and potential resources they had not considered. Then he displayed simulations of economic expansion and diplomatic alliances, all within their own ethical codes. The Orvani captain's eyes widened. You have knowledge that even our council does not possess. How is this possible?
It's the ship, Elias admitted. And some luck, perhaps.
But mostly human creativity. Vela recorded everything silently. Observation. Humans do not rely solely on logic or force. Their ingenuity and empathy allow influence without confrontation. This is remarkable. By the end of the encounter, the Orvani offered safe passage and even invited Elias to visit their homeworld for discussion. For the first time, the human felt the galaxy noticing him, not as a threat, but as a player. As the days passed, Elias faced more challenges, navigating asteroid belts, avoiding unpredictable cosmic storms, and handling curious alien scouts. Each time he relied on improvisation, reasoning, and diplomacy, not combat. And each time he succeeded, the galaxy was beginning to whisper. Word spread of a human who commanded an ancient starship and solved problems without violence. Many species were skeptical, but curiosity overpowered doubt. Then came the first test. The starship's sensors detected a distress signal from a remote settlement. A small alien village was trapped by a collapsing asteroid belt, its inhabitants desperate for rescue. No other ships dared intervene. It was too dangerous.
Elias didn't hesitate. "We're going in," he said.
Vela analyzed the situation. Probability of successful rescue, low. Risk to vessel, high. "I don't care," Elias replied. "We help." Using the ship's advanced navigation and simulation systems, Elias calculated a path through the collapsing asteroids. He guided the ship with precision, dodging massive rocks, coordinating movements in real time. For the first time, he felt pure exhilaration, the thrill of using intellect and courage to save lives. The village inhabitants watched in awe as the ancient starship appeared like a shining beacon. Elias coordinated evacuation using small transport pods, ensuring everyone was safe before the last asteroid fell. When the village leader met him, they bowed deeply. "You are unlike any human we imagined. You saved us when no one else would." Elias smiled. "Humans we try to help." Word of the rescue spread across nearby star systems. Vela noted the reactions.
Observation. Human empathy combined with resourcefulness inspires trust. Aliens are beginning to reassess assumptions about your species.
Elias realized that the galaxy was changing. Humans, once underestimated, were starting to gain respect, not through violence, but through intelligence, courage, and compassion. He felt a quiet pride, knowing this was only the beginning. But Vela warned him, "Human, your actions are noticed not only by those who admire you, but by those who see potential threat. Some will seek to test or challenge you. You must remain vigilant." Elias nodded. He understood. The galaxy was vast, and not all attention was friendly. But he also understood something else. Humans had an advantage no one else did. They could think differently, act unpredictably, and inspire loyalty without fear. The ancient starship hummed around him, alive with knowledge and power, and Elias realized it had chosen him for a reason. Together they could navigate the galaxy in ways others could not even imagine. As the ship soared toward the glowing path marked on the star map, Elias felt a surge of determination. The journey would be difficult, and the challenges would grow. But for the first time, he believed that a human could not only survive in this galaxy but thrive, reshape it, and perhaps even become something more than anyone had expected. Somewhere, deep in the cosmos, other civilizations were taking note. A human was moving among them, clever, daring, and unpredictable. And the galaxy was beginning to awaken to the power of humanity. The adventure had just begun, and Elias knew the next steps would test his mind and spirit even more. But he also knew something else. He was ready. Elias had traveled farther than any human before him. The ancient starship hummed beneath him, alive with secrets and knowledge, responding to his every command. He had baned allies, impressed civilizations, and proven that humans could solve problems without violence. Yet the galaxy still held mysteries, challenges, and dangers beyond imagination. One morning, as he studied the star map projected by Vela, the ship's sensors detected something unusual. A vast fleet at the edge of an uncharted system. Hundreds of ships, unlike any he had seen before, moved with precision and speed. The fleet was enormous, silent, and intimidating. Vela's voice was calm, but there was an underlying tension.
Unknown species detected.
They are ancient, and their technology surpasses most known civilizations. Their movements suggest observation, not immediate hostility. Elias leaned forward, squinting at the projection. The fleet was enormous, their ships arranged in complex formations. Observation, huh? They're probably curious about me, or maybe they've heard rumors. Correct, Vela replied. Your actions are being watched. This species, they have not encountered humans before. Their purpose is uncertain. Exercise caution. Elias grinned. Caution is human nature anyway. Let's see what they want. As the starship approached the fleet, a holographic projection appeared in the cockpit. The figure was unlike anything Elias had ever seen. Tall, elegant, and glowing faintly with bioluminescent light. Its voice resonated like music, but the translation made it clear. Human, the being said. You have attracted attention. Your species is unpredictable, yet capable. The Council of Ancients wishes to observe and evaluate your actions. You are entering a test, unlike any other. Elias swallowed. A test. From the Council of Ancients, he had heard legends of them, beings who had shaped civilizations, guided galaxies, and existed for tens of thousands of cycles. Few dared approach them, and fewer survived their trials. What kind of test? He asked, trying to keep his voice steady. Not all answers may be found through logic. Not all outcomes are determined by force. The test requires insight, courage, and creativity. Only those who think differently can succeed, the projection said. Elias exchanged a glance with Vela. Think differently. Sounds like a human specialty to me. The council gave him a challenge. In the middle of an uncharted star system floated a planet surrounded by a labyrinth of gravitational anomalies. The council required him to deliver a message of peace and cooperation to several species inhabiting the planet, without provoking conflict, without using force, and without showing weakness. Failure would mean being barred from the galaxy's most advanced knowledge. Elias accepted immediately. We do this, Vela? No hesitation. The starship approached the anomalies carefully. Vela calculated thousands of trajectories, but Elias chose a path that seemed risky. Trust me, he said. Humans sometimes succeed when the obvious path fails. The ship maneuvered with surprising grace, gliding between the gravitational waves, dodging collapsing asteroids, and slipping through magnetic storms that would have destroyed lesser vessels. For the first time, Elias felt the thrill of using human intuition alongside the ship's advanced calculations. When they reached the planet, 3 major alien species were waiting. The first were the Zarathi, a proud warrior culture with a strict honor code. The second were the Lumians, an emotional species that reacted quickly to any sign of aggression. The third were the Trixari, analytical and cautious, suspicious of outsiders. The 3 species eyed Elias's ship warily. They had heard rumors of a human commanding a 349-year-old starship, but no one could believe a human could influence the galaxy without power or intimidation. Elias stepped forward, his voice calm and steady. I come in peace. I carry a message of cooperation and knowledge. I wish to share resources, history, and wisdom, not take them. The Zarathi scoffed. Words are cheap. Show us strength. Elias smiled. Strength is not always measured by weapons. He projected a hologram of historical conflicts from across the galaxy, highlighting moments where understanding and compromise had prevented disasters. Then he displayed simulations of potential collaborations among the 3 species, showing trade benefits, cultural exchange, and joint research initiatives. The Lumians gasped. You think about everyone, not just yourself. The Trixari examined the data carefully. This is accurate. These outcomes are logical and achievable. Elias continued. I am human. We are often underestimated, but we see connections others miss. We find solutions where others see problems. Today, I offer my species' perspective to help you all prosper. Hours passed. Tensions ran high, but Elias remained calm. He listened to concerns, adjusted proposals, and demonstrated human creativity in solving conflicts. At one point, the Zarathi challenged him directly, attempting to provoke him into showing weakness. Elias responded with a story, a tale of a human village that had survived impossible odds through clever thinking and courage. The story illustrated patience, teamwork, and clever strategy. The Zarathi paused, then nodded. Perhaps words and wisdom are stronger than we believed. By the end of the day, the three species had agreed to a preliminary alliance. Elias's human insight had won respect, trust, and cooperation without a single act of violence. Vela recorded the event silently, fascinated. Observation. Human problem-solving combines empathy, intuition, and unpredictability. They leverage trust and creativity in ways our creators did not anticipate, Vela noted. Elias laughed softly. Not bad for a species that was once ignored, huh? But the test was not over. The Council of Ancients had one final evaluation. A hidden threat emerged, a massive spatial anomaly threatening to engulf the planet. No weapon could stop it, and the alien species panicked. Elias studied the anomaly. We can't fight it, he admitted, but maybe we can. Outthink it. Using the ship's simulations, Elias calculated the anomaly's energy patterns. He devised a plan that relied on timing, coordination, and precise calculations, but also required improvisation. He guided the Zarathi, Illumians, and Trixari to combine their technologies and knowledge under his direction. For hours, they worked. Elias remained calm, directing actions, adjusting strategies, and encouraging each species to trust one another. Slowly, the anomaly's momentum shifted, diverted away from the planet by the combined efforts guided by human creativity. When the last wave passed, the planet was safe. The alien species looked at Elias in awe. You led us without force, without authority, and yet we survived, said the Lumian leader.
You are remarkable, added the Zarathi. Your species is unlike any we imagined. Vela's voice was soft with admiration.
Conclusion. Humans do not conform to expectations. Their creativity, empathy, and courage allow them to succeed where others would fail. This is unique. The Council of Ancients appeared once more. Human Elias, their projection intoned. You have completed the trial. You have demonstrated qualities that surpass the assumptions of all species. You are worthy of respect and consideration as a participant in galactic leadership. Elias exhaled, exhausted but exhilarated. So humans can actually matter in this galaxy. Vela hummed softly. You have changed perceptions. Many will now see your species as capable, influential, and necessary. The galaxy had shifted. Aliens who had once doubted humans now whispered of the species' ingenuity. The legend of a human commanding an ancient starship was no longer just a story, it was reality. Elias realized something profound. Humans had a strength no one else could replicate, the combination of intelligence, courage, creativity, and empathy. Other species relied on technology, rules, or aggression. Humans relied on imagination, collaboration, and thinking differently. As the starship continued along the glowing path toward the heart of the galaxy, Elias felt a deep sense of purpose. Challenges would grow. The unknown would test him further. But he now knew the truth. Humans were capable of more than anyone had ever believed. And somewhere deep in the cosmos, the Council of Ancients watched closely, their calculations adjusting, their perceptions changing. A human had arrived not as a conqueror but as a thinker, a problem solver, and a force the galaxy had never anticipated. Elias smiled, looking out at the stars. He had passed the trial, earned the respect of civilizations, and proven that humanity could rise above doubt and fear. But the adventure was far from over. Ahead lay new alliances, new mysteries, and new challenges that would test every skill he had learned. One thing was certain: the galaxy would never underestimate humans again. Elias floated in the cockpit of the ancient starship, staring at the heart of the galaxy. It was a swirling, radiant expanse filled with stars, nebulae, and unknown phenomena. The glowing path that had guided him for so long now ended here, at the center of everything. He could feel the weight of the galaxy upon him, and yet, for the first time, he felt completely capable. Vela's soft hum broke the silence. "You have reached the threshold, Elias. Beyond this point, every action will echo across the galaxy. Observers from countless civilizations are watching."
Elias nodded. "I know."
It's time to show what humans can do. The Council of Ancients appeared once more, a shimmering array of light beings that seemed to hum with the pulse of the galaxy itself. Their voices, harmonious and commanding, filled the cockpit. "Human Elias," they said in unison, "you have completed the tests. You have proven ingenuity, creativity, empathy, and courage. Yet one final question remains. Can you lead the galaxy wisely, without domination, without fear?" Elias took a deep breath. He thought of everything he had learned, every civilization he had helped, every challenge he had overcome, every life he had influenced. He knew leadership was not about power or fear. It was about understanding, collaboration, and trust. "I can," he said firmly, "but not alone. I can guide, I can unite, and I can inspire. Humans think differently, and I can use that to help everyone, not just my species. I will lead by example with knowledge and empathy." The council considered him in silence, their light pulsing in patterns that seemed like thought itself. Then, slowly, they nodded. "So be it. The human shall be recognized as a leader among civilizations. Let the galaxy witness the rise of one who has proven their worth without violence, through intellect and compassion." Elias felt a rush of exhilaration. He had done it. A human had earned a place at the highest level of galactic leadership. But he knew the work was only beginning. Leadership was not a reward. It was responsibility. Immediately, Vela began coordinating communication channels across countless systems. Messages, translated into hundreds of languages, spread quickly. They announced Elias's arrival and his intentions: cooperation, knowledge sharing, and peaceful alliances. At first, many species were skeptical. They had heard of humans, but had never seen one achieve such influence. Could a single species, small in number and new to the stars, truly lead so many? Elias did not respond with pride or force. Instead, he visited worlds personally, using the ship's advanced navigation to move quickly and efficiently. He listened to concerns, learned customs, and mediated disputes with calm logic and clever insight. Everywhere he went, humans' unique approach, combining empathy with intelligence, earned trust and admiration. The Zarathi, once a proud warrior species, praised his fairness and insight. The Lumians, emotional and reactive, found comfort in his sincerity and patience. The Trixari, analytical and cautious, respected his clever solutions to complex problems. Word spread rapidly. Humans were not conquerors, but unifiers, thinkers, and innovators. Elias also used the ship's archives to reconnect lost civilizations. Ancient knowledge, long thought destroyed, was shared carefully, helping species rebuild and learn from one another. He introduced technology in a way that respected each culture, ensuring no one felt threatened. In just a few months, alliances formed. Trade flourished. Conflicts diminished. Planets once isolated now worked together, exchanging knowledge, culture, and resources. And throughout it all, the human at the center was Elias, wise, clever, and humane. Vela observed silently, recording every outcome. Observation: Human leadership relies not on strength, but on adaptability, foresight, and emotional intelligence. Influence is gained through trust, not fear. This is unprecedented. Elias smiled. Humans always find a way. But not everyone accepted his rise easily. Some species, proud and old, resisted the idea that a human could lead. They attempted to undermine his influence, spreading rumors or questioning his decisions. Elias did not fight them. Instead, he demonstrated consistency, intelligence, and fairness. He solved disputes that had lasted centuries, introduced innovations in diplomacy, and orchestrated solutions that benefited all parties. Slowly, even skeptics had to acknowledge his skill. The turning point came when a massive cosmic event threatened a cluster of inhabited systems. A chain of unstable stars was about to erupt, releasing destructive energy waves. Many leaders panicked, but Elias remained calm. Using the Starship's advanced systems, he calculated a method to shield the planets temporarily while coordinating evacuation efforts. Then he organized combined efforts from dozens of species, using their technology and manpower efficiently. For days, the operation continued. Elias directed actions with precision, improvising when problems arose and always keeping the safety of all life at the forefront. When the last energy wave dissipated, every planet remained intact, and billions of lives were saved. Across the galaxy, beings whispered in awe. Humans, thought small, insignificant, and primitive, had not only survived but led a massive coordinated rescue with brilliance and foresight. Vela observed and remarked, "Observation. Humans demonstrate leadership that transcends individual species. They unite, they inspire, they think beyond immediate gain. This is unmatched."
Elias allowed himself a small laugh.
Not bad, huh? The Council of Ancients appeared one final time, their light shining brighter than ever. "Human Elias," they said, "you have proven worthy not only of leadership, but of trust across civilizations. From this moment, your species is recognized as equal, influential, and capable. You may assume a role as Galactic Emperor, a steward of cooperation, knowledge, and peace." The title startled Elias. Galactic Emperor. He had never imagined it, yet he understood the significance. It was not about power, it was about responsibility, guiding the galaxy wisely, and showing that humanity could lead without oppression. He accepted humbly.
"I will do my best," he said. "I will lead with fairness, wisdom, and courage."
"And I will ensure that humans earn respect not through dominance, but through ingenuity, empathy, and determination." The galaxy celebrated. Messages poured in from planets and civilizations thanking him, pledging support, and expressing admiration. Humans, once overlooked, had become a symbol of intelligence and hope. From the starship, Elias looked at the galaxy stretching before him. Worlds teeming with life, civilizations of endless variety, and uncharted systems waited to be explored and understood. He felt a deep sense of purpose. Vela's voice, always calm, carried warmth now. "Human Elias, you have changed the galaxy's perception of your species. Your journey has demonstrated that one human guided by creativity, empathy, and wisdom can achieve what even the most advanced civilizations could not anticipate."
Elias smiled. "It wasn't me alone."
It was all humans. Our ability to adapt, to think differently, to care, that's what matters. And this ship, you've been amazing too. Together they charted new routes, discovered lost civilizations, and brokered alliances. Aliens who had once doubted humans now respected them. Across countless systems, humans became symbols of innovation, bravery, and fairness. For Elias, the title of Galactic Emperor was more than honor. It was a responsibility to continue proving that humans could rise above assumptions, limitations, and fear. He would lead not by force, but by intellect, courage, and the enduring human spirit. And somewhere in the stars, the galaxy whispered in awe, "Humans. They are different. Humans. They are remarkable." The ancient starship hummed beneath him, alive with the energy of millennia, carrying Elias onward to a future that no one could have predicted. The journey had begun with a simple purchase of $10, a curious human, and a ship that had waited for someone worthy. Now, the universe had a human leader, a galactic emperor who had proven that intelligence, creativity, and empathy could change the course of civilizations.
And for the first time, Elias realized the full truth of humanity. Underestimated, overlooked, but capable of greatness beyond imagining.
The galaxy had changed, and humanity had risen.